All right, all right, all right. Xavier, right on, brother. Welcome, Mr. Plankster. You got a question about what you see here? I mean, the name like Plankster, you should feel the plank in here, brother. I mean, sure, I'll talk, but you don't. What do you what needs be said? That's a statement in itself, right there. So I just turned the camera on. Now I'm setting up my the rest of my deal over here. Took me a second to get an extra light on, and firing up my laptop for the chat while I sit my ass down in a big puffy chair and get my cigar lit. Give me a second here to catch up. Somebody ask a question. Xavier, since I know you're everywhere all at once, you let me know if J Dog goes live, because I don't want to, not not that I'm gonna bump into his stuff, but I could be both places at once too. The bolt action. Thank you for jumping right in for us. The bolt action is a what the fuck we got there? That is a Howa 308 barreled action in a Howa Oryx chassis with a what is that? Probably a Arkin EPL SHJ 4 6 to 24 scope and some kind of muzzle brakes, and it's a good muzzle brake. I just never really paid much attention to it. I think it's a ADI. It came on. Actually, I bought a setup. I bought that setup in a Oryx chassis, and I put it in a different Oryx chassis. But I never paid much attention to what the muzzle brake that came on it was. I think it's like an ADI maybe. What else is there? Um, Probably an oh shit. It looks like an MDT pit. I just woke up. I don't freaking know. Yeah, it's a 308 Howa in an Oryx chassis with a Arkin scope. Good night. What do you mean? I look, Zombie. I know you've been working like a dog on everyone else's channel, but you're bailing. You have to pay for me to talk. Wow, wow. You've been giving it away all night to everyone else, and now you want to charge me. Wow, man. Chanson, let's go. 23 people y'all like and sub. There's 23 people? Holy shit. Now there's like me. There was 23 people. Now there's now there's like one. What? 23 people? Yeah, that was maybe for a minute. Now it's just me. Brookside Farm, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, Zombie, you're still here. Okay, you didn't bail just that quick. Shit, give me a second to get my cigar lit. Was there really 23 people here? Holy crap. You're in the late night show. It's 1:35 in the morning. It is... What time is it? Okay, I believe you. It's probably like 10 o'clock here. 10:35. Right on. So the Howa bolt on the left has been on the show a few times. I don't think this rig on the right has been on here yet. I'm pretty sure it has not. So what we got on the right is a um, AR, obviously, in 6 millimeter AR gas setup in 6 millimeter arc 20-inch, I want to say ballistic advantage barrel, um, with a JK Armaments War Eagle comp, which is also a HUB mount, hub mount, uh, a grippy Magpul K plus, K2 plus, something like that, hand grip, a Luth AR buttstock, adjustable buttstock, and a Arkin EPL5 7 to 35 scope. And I have run that gun in 600-yard competitions and done pretty good, pretty okay with it. It's fucking accurate out at 600, no question about it. Like less than what two? I think shit. We've gotten, we like for funsies we plink 4-inch round clay pigeons on the berm at like 550 yards. So if you're hitting that, you're hitting 0.6 MOA. Xavier, working for me. Thank you, brother. Hey, how many subs have you got now, Xavier? Hello, Ari. Hello, how are you? I'm good. I'm a little tongue-tied, it seems. Mauser Model 98 bolt action. I do not have a Mauser. I don't have any old bolts. I don't have. I have a M1 carbine from 1944 Winchester. That's my oldest rifle, and I don't have. And that's the only thing that I have that's not in the very modern era. Aaron Ruggies, welcome in, brother. Please hit the subscribe, like the thing, and hit the subscribe button, and turn your notifications on. Compliant Armory, brother. I was thinking about you while I was down in the Great Bear State this weekend. Errorism. Is it okay to ask people if they have ever been raped? No, brother, it is not. I think that's probably certainly, you want to maybe ask their name first, say hello. No, in all seriousness, why would you even ask such a question on the way in the door? And why do you feel the need to bring it up here? Yeah, Compliant. We had a wonderful, awesome, amazing trip. Great weather. Stayed down in Pismo on the cliff. It was pretty epic. Posted a bunch of shorts from that whole setup. It was wonderful. Sent the live to Kenny. Fuck yeah. Well, he just signed off a minute ago. He's about God knows how many hours he's been on for pimping his shit today. I've errorism. Did you want me to ask? Do you bring that up because you want to talk about your own experience? I mean, feel free to type away. Tell us what happened to you, brother or sister, or whatever you got going on there. Are we handling childhood trauma right now? I mean, it'd be a deep dive in the opening minutes of the show, and it's not really my forte. You gotta, we have trained professionals coming on in the next couple of time slots when Papa comes on. For guns and trauma. It's not my department. White out. So first of all, I want to say thank you and welcome in. It's the first time I've seen you on the live. Please hit the like and subscribe button. What kind of precision rifle is that? That is a Howa action and barreled 308 caliber in a MDT Oryx chassis with a Arkin 6 to 24 scope. Ken was in the Overton Windex stream. Really? Wow. Well, Overton's huge, and I've kind of I was part of that community for a while, but I totally bailed on those guys because they're too fucking weird for me. And it's just way too cultish. But I think Overton's got his big bro down weekend coming up at the end of the month, and I was going to go, and then I had a ticket, and I what do you call it? Kind of got a bad feeling about those guys. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with them, just that it wasn't a good fit for me. So I sold my ticket to Ransom, who's totally part of that crew, and so they'll all get to go play airsoft together and camp on do their thing. But like my thing's obviously long distance, so I wanted to go learn a lot from him. But they got a whole other thing going on. It wasn't really about the long distance shooting for their bro down. But that was like right at the beginning of my trip. So I kind of just figured out on my own and roll it out from there, and I have been. So it's an interesting thing. But okay, you're talking to Kenny. Yeah. Anyhow, good for moose, I bet. I know. Well, actually, I opened up so it's kind of weird. Unless you get your notifications, you gotta work your way into the lives, right? So you hit live, and then there'll be a bunch of stuff up, and some of it's all programmed shit and horizontal stuff that you can't scroll from. So Windex was the way in. I hit that and went in, and while I was finishing, and then actually started my live while I was on his screen. I think that was last week, right, Xavier? What was last week? I know it sounds like for a minute. Cody Miller, hey brother. Cody, welcome in. Glad you made it. Ooh, I like. Welcome in. Yeah. Mr. Plankster, MB, I was looking at slide action 22s on Gunbroker. Well, so are those all like the pump action, what do you call those things? Like carnival guns? Yeah, they're kind of, I can't fucking remember it. Like, my mind's not working. Are any of those modern rifles, or are those all like arcade guns from around the turn of the century? S211, welcome in, brother. Hit the like and subscribe. Not another gun channel. Oh no, not another one. Hell yeah. Think of it this way: it's just eye candy while we talk a bunch of shit. Interesting. Actually, there are some modern Rossi ones. Well, you feel like are they a salute to the old, what are those, Remingtons, I think, and Winchesters? They look neat, but nothing like the old ones. Are they a salute to the old ones? Do they have that look and vibe? S211, I know it's tragic. Another gun channel. Please like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you have another gun channel to hang out on. Cody Miller, yes, brother, another gun channel. I want to play show and tell too. I like throwing my shit out there. Mr. Plancher, yeah, there's lots of the wooden ones. I love them. I can't get enough. My wife's favorite gun of all the crazy shit that I buy and build for her is her Henry 22 lever, and with iron sights. And she loves just, we got one range we go to in Issaquah that we're going to drag Chanson down to one day, and they have a steel box, and I think it's at 50, and so she just sits there like, just give her lever, and she goes off, and I don't hear from her for the rest of the day. She hangs out in the lane that has the steel box, and she just planks all afternoon and has a good old time over there. I'm hitting the do not recommend tab. Thanks, buddy. Right on. Love you too. Here, let me help you out the door. Right on. You good luck to you there. have fun somewhere else. I think I was the first guy I ever kicked out. No, probably not. Xavier, have I kicked anybody out before? I did that one with what's the fucking word? I'm totally not, my mind's not working today. With prejudice. I fucking nuked his ass with prejudice. 2A will take over. I fucking nuked his ass with prejudice. My block list is a mile long for all my mods. Jansen, welcome. So, or what was I going to say to you? Yeah, so you should have that lower done, and I threw in a Strike Industries charging handle, so just so you have something that runs, and I believe I made sure it was black, so because I used to have them in a few colors and shit, or some ODG. I get a lot of OD green stuff. I wonder why, but yeah, I threw it in a black one for you, but you should be good. Rest in peace, random guy. Yeah, so I was saying I was slowly putting together the gun channel, and so here's why. When so I only have a few lowers, and I move them around, and I got a fuck ton of uppers, and I didn't have a bolt or charging handle in that upper, and it's 6 arc. 6 arc runs off the same bolt as 6.5 Grendel, 22 arc, and I think that's it off the top of my head from what I got. And the gun I took off of there was a 5.56, and I put the bolt and charging handle from that gun into that upper, and then I was like, oh fuck no, and I pulled that bolt out and had to find a 6.5 Grendel bolt to put in the 6 arc upper, and that's I didn't even though I'm not shooting tonight, obviously, I didn't want that thing in there at all. I put this 5.56 bolt back in the 5.56 upper and put the 6 arc 6.5 Grendel bolt in there because I never want to fucking get that shit confused. And there ain't a ton of difference between them. From the bull face obviously is different, but I think the 6.5 Grendels are marked. And so anyhow, that's what was taking me a while. And then I couldn't find the fucking right buttstock that goes on that upper or on that lower, because I had a tactical buttstock on there with the 5.56, and I popped that one on, and that is as equipped as that buttstock is, it's kind of a pain in the ass, and it's too bulky and it sits up high, and it's not the right eye relief for that scope. And he makes Luth AR makes a much leaner one that does not have the adjustable cheek riser, and it's totally fine for the AR platform because it's the right amount of riser is the one with all the frickin' bells and whistles on it. J Dog Pimp Daddy C type shit. Welcome to my live. Welcome, and I'm thrilled to have a couple of brothers in here. Thank you so much, y'all. J Dog is in the house, and I had planned on this being a quick live, and hopefully just sneak in for a minute, for an hour before you're ready. You let me know if you're ready, because I want to. I love your guitar playing, and I still have paperwork to do. So at some point, I'll be fine to jump out of here and get you going, and enjoy your live while I do my paperwork, because I'll be up for a minute. White out. I have a Ruger Precision 17 HMR. So let me ask you a question, because 17 HMR is a rimfire cartridge, right? Tell me. Somebody tell me. Or I always just thought that in my mind I just lump it in with 22 long rifle. So is it actually a rimfire cartridge? I want to say it is, but is it a bigger? Is it roughly the same size powder load as a 22, just a lighter weight bullet, or is it a bigger powder load than a 22? From what I've heard, it's a much faster cartridge, but I know literally nothing about 17 HMR. Anybody wants to pop in and answer that for me? Yeah, about just a smaller tip. Well, it would be perfect for me then. So anyhow, um, so oh, you have a Ruger Precision 17 HMR. That's pretty cool. So I've seen those. I've seen them in 22. I didn't know they did them in 17, but 17 would be more precision-y than 22 long rifle. Is the does the do all rimfire cartridges have like reliability problems, or is it just specific to the 22 being unreliable? Well, faster better, except for Mrs. Banner would not agree with that, but in just about uh, every other situation, unless she's tired, then she's down with faster. Well, I like that. There's more precision in the in the in the Ruger Precision platform. So Ruger Precision platform, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like of all the big manufacturers make some kind of precision rifle. Savage makes one. Howa makes one. Howa basically sold be, before they made their own precision rifle. They had that. They were putting that setup in basically the same stock. Oh fuck, I don't remember this shit. So they had you could do that setup, and then they brought it in house, and you could buy it from them. But that one predates their setup. But well, I agree. There's reliable 22s out there, but it's based on the cartridge, um, not the rifle. The rifle's the rifle. But I mean, from what I've seen, like we tried it, like the CCIs are really good, like the Stingers are really good, and pretty much any 22 you want to get in the way CCI sells them in their individual little slots and the copper tips. When you buy in bulk, they're waxed, and that shit makes them run even less reliably. I got to go shower. I was at Knott's all day. I smell. This says Mr. Plankster. You were what's Knott's? You were at not like Knott's Berry Farm. What is that? I have a nylon 6622, very reliable since today, and I'm 39. It's made in 1966. That's almost as old as me. But yeah, those things are really cool. Those nylons, and if I remember, they load from the buttstock end, which is creating a weird visual for me. Um, GCI's got a couple in that vein, but I like the Stingers. There's a couple other ones that I can't remember the names of, but mini mags are really good too. But yeah, CCI is the shit as far as 22. I totally agree. And thank you for posting that on my channel because I'm down with 22. I just I don't have any 22 rifle. Do I have 22 rifles? Oh man, there might be an ancient one in the house that was like my father-in-law's father's. But do I? Oh, I do. I have a Rossi 22. Got the wife's 22 Henry lever, and so I have the Rossi R 133 or 30. It's basically like a 702 Plankster made by Rossi, where it shares the same magazine as a 702 Plankster. And I have a Pro Mag tactical folder on it. Um, and I never shoot the fucking thing. What kind of diesel do you have? I see the def every time I join Blind Army. I recently bought like last month, bought a 2024 Silverado 6.6 Duramax. And I'm over the moon, crazy in love with that truck after driving 2002 Suburban and Escalade for a long ass time. I finally got a modern truck and I'm just doing backflips. I love that freaking thing. I haven't even added DEF. I'm hoping that one like that if a light ever comes on that says to add it, I fucking see it because I've never added it. I know where it goes in the tank area, obviously, but I don't know where the warning light that says add DEF is. Rear 1022 is okay, but bullets jam or clips get wonky. Um, I can imagine that because it's a rotary magazine and they're a little weird and they're always weird to load and blah blah blah. Um, oh wait, oh wait, we I have been shooting my wife. My wife. I also got my wife a an M&P 1522, and that thing's a freaking blast. And I've been shooting it suppressed, and and I have some shorts on my channel of it. That thing is a blast. It's super fucking quiet and super fun to shoot, and it runs pretty reliably. And I've only been putting CCIs in it. It's probably a good way to go for the no. I put Winchester Super X type shit in it, and it has run really well for me. Knock on wood, but that's like Winchester having its revenge on me, giving me a good minute, knowing full well that it'll choke in the clutch at some point. Because I just have not had good luck with the Winchester ammo in 22. In fact, I won't buy it anymore, but I had some laying around. I ran it. I bought it with 12,000 miles on it, and I have about 15 and a half on it now. Why? Oh, what is in the green tone? I just got rid of my 2024 F-250. I used the DEF twice before I sold it. So yeah, they told me about every 6 months. And you got a Raptor, I heard you say, or you had that, or you had them both. I could have got the 1022 for 100 a few years back. I still regret not buying it. Mr. Plexner, I see them on sale for like the base model for like 189 around Black Friday last year and Christmas. And you know, like I feel like everyone should have a 1022, but I don't have a 1022. And my wife loves her Henry Lever more than anything. So I just go with that. You know, I just leave it there. And my safes are really full these days. Chanson, I'm back. Phone died. Sorry, y'all. Well, fuck, I'm glad you didn't totally bail on us, brother. What did I miss? Well, let's see. Bruce babbled on and on about fuck it. He doesn't even know what the fuck he talked about. And but we're having a good conversation. We talked about the Ruger precision rifle in 17 HMR. The reason I brought that up is because Ruger, I guess, is like really well known for their precision rifles, and it's nice shit. It's like kind of, in my mind, it's like the gold standard for factory precision rifles, you know, for common factory precision rifles, and they've done a good job with it. And the big boy in 6.5 Creed would be pretty good, I imagine. But I kind of can't get rid of my, you know, I like building shit, putting it together, and you know, the Howa actions, very reasonable, and the Oryx chassis is very reasonable, and the arc and scopes are very reasonable. And then I just buy like a nice custom barrel, put the money in the barrel, and put that all together. This one, I bought this one with the intention of taking off that barrel and putting on like a big stainless steel bull barrel, like a Krieger or a Schillen or something like that. And the thing shot so well, even though I'm not a big fan for 308 and precision rifles, though there's a guy with a channel called Triarch who, you know, shoots 308 out to a mile or further. But that one did not go under the knife, as it were. And then I bought more Howa actions, and I got a 30-inch Schillen bull barrel, and that's like my Jewish space laser. That gun is fucking obscene, just amazingly accurate in 6GT, which was my plan for that one also. But it's, you know, I'm holding out. I'm not killing that one yet. I'm keeping it as it is because it shoots really good. But I have another um, experiment coming. I just heard from the gunsmith today, I have a 26-inch uh, outlier bull barrel that's going in an outlier chassis with an Arkin scope in 6 Creed. And I just heard from the gunsmith today, it'll be ready in about, I'm going to pick it up on Thursday, so I'll probably zero it on Friday. I'm super fucking excited about that. And it'll be my first foray into 6mm Creedmoor. Chance of both of these, I'm going to come back to I skipped Confined Armory. Both of these rifles are literally gorgeous. I envy your collection 100%. Thank you, brother. I fully support you in getting there. You know, obviously, your first upper for this AR lower is going to be, I would imagine, 16-inch 5.56, or you could go 10.5 because the action, well, you were gifted an action, not a rifle, so it's blah blah blah. You can put anything you want on that. And that's just this, and you know, or start at 16, then you probably get like a 10.5 or 11.5, and then you know, and you know, when you're ready, you can. So you got a bunch of options. 300 black runs literally on all the same shit, just a different barrel, but it's the same bolt. Um, Not that I really recommend 300 black, uh, unless you want to shoot it suppressed. But 6 ARC runs on. It takes a different mag and a different bolt, and obviously a different barrel. But you know, 6 ARC is a laser beam out to like 1200, and 6.5 Grendel is you know, because it's a little thicker, heavier bullet, is very accurate out to 800 or even 1,000 yards, and it's a legit deer cartridge. The 6 ARC is a 243. You could hunt deer with it, but I like to punch slightly bigger holes in things. Like I could have just stopped there. I could have carried that gun this season, or any other version of it, and put a, you know, more, you know, better hunting scope on it, lower power scope on it. But you know, I have a 300 black upper with a 1-to-6 LPVO for woods hunting, or you could go with a 6.5 Grendel, you know, which is a legitimate, you know, sure, you got a 308 Savage, so you don't need a hunting rifle, but there's so many different ways to go. I think I'm like 5 or 6 calibers for the AR platform at this point. And I just did 6.5 Grendel, for a reason that I won't go into here because it'll be another long blah blah blah. But yeah, you got tons of fucking things that you could do. And like when I do uppers, I do basic, I do inexpensive upper receivers, and I spend a little bit for you know, a good solid, you know, mid-tier aftermarket barrel like a Ballistics Advantage or a Faxon or a Roscoe barrel. So that's my ethos: is spend money on the fucking barrel, and the rest of the shit's just regular stuff. And I paint it. Oh, and that's the thing that I haven't touched on about these two rifles is the Oryx. This Oryx came with FDE color plates, and I hydro dipped them with rattle can in water. And the one on the right, the 6 ARC, is just a straight up rattle can. I think I did a base of gray, of like, you know, like primer gray or light machine gray paint. Then I hit it with some green with a stencil and made some stripes, like flag stripes on it. And then I had some like dark machine gray shit that what the fuck, it was like for car parts. When I was doing hot rods, and that can's been in my house for, oh shit, 20 years, and I just sprayed. It was too light. It came out too light, so I just hit it with that dark machine gray over everything. Oh fuck, Kenny's in the house. Asshole, I love you though. Well, yeah, fuck you too, brother. Thank you for stopping by. You know, I should feel honored that you ditched Overton to come see me. I'm only half as arrogant as he is, but you know, it should be refreshing being in here. Hold on, I wanted to get back. Compline Armory, yes, I'm on my third Raptor. I always end up in one and I can't stay away. They're good trucks. They look fucking badass. I'm afraid to ask what happened to the other two. I hope you just sold them and got newer ones or better ones or more shit that you liked. Um, but yeah, those are badass trucks. Thank you for the compliment, Canton. Why not? I also have a Savage B17 HMR too. Um, so right on. So you're into you're invested in rimfire, I guess you or you love your rimfire. And shit for shooting, for hunting paper, who fucking cares? The ammo's cheap and it's accurate and it's a great fucking way to go. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling us about what other stuff have you got? Have you got so you got the Savage and the Ruger precision rifle. So what is going? I know nothing about that caliber of the rifle. Is a B-17 more like a traditional rifle setup, or also precision setup? My wife has an Axis that that we're gonna just use the action from, and I have an Oryx MDT Oryx precision chassis for her for that gun, and I just canceled the barrel order because it had been like 5 months and still hadn't shipped. Um, so I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do for her for a barrel, but I ordered those outlier uh, backdraft barrels, and I was real excited about them. They cost a fucking arm and a leg, and then they hadn't shipped after 5 months, and I canceled out the order and got a refund today because I'm bros with the customer service guy at Outlier, and he said, "No, I'll run your refund on it." So I just got out of those barrels, but I've got a new Outlier build coming to the channel at the end of the week, and I'll be doing a video on that on Friday in all likelihood, and then shooting it on the PRS hillside in outside of Yakima, Washington on Saturday. Um, Hopefully, if it shoots worth a fuck, and we'll be doing the review either way. Hopefully, it comes out amazing, but we're gonna um, you know spill all the tea here on the channel, as it were. Badass rifles, my friend. Thank you, my brother. Chancellor, what's up, Ken? Never mind, bro. Had to come say hello. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Shit, bro, I left over there as soon as I popped in and said thanks for him coming into my stream. Who popped into your stream? Who came into your stream? And was that me? I don't know. I came in just as you were signing off. Um, by the way, Kenny is like the hardest working man in gun tuberland. I think he was on for let's see, he was on for like 40 hours today. I can I can catch a moose with my 17 HMR and my 22 LR. What are you gonna do with it once you catch it? And you can shoot it with that thing, piss it off, shoot it in the eyeball. Um, like I don't understand. I'm so confused right now. Shit, you got Overton coming into your stream? Fuck him. Uh, Ken, what the fuck? How long were you live? Like, I think he's been live for a week. He's doing meth now, and he's live every minute, all the time. He's going back on in like 5 more minutes. Kenny, you were on since like 5 o'clock 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon my time, and that's be a pretty fucking good shot. What is your point of aim for shooting a moose with a 17 HMR? Um, I'd be a new concept. I'm not saying you can't do it because I don't know. I never shot it. I never killed a moose, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would. And so I mean, personally, based on my knowledge, which is limited, I probably would not recommend 17 HMR as the first choice for an ethical hunting cartridge on what, a 1,500 pound moose. But you know, you can tell me about it. I don't fucking know. I don't hunt moose. Are you Canadian? Um, where are you at, by the way? If you don't like the, are you in Canada or in Alaska? Are you someplace where they got a bunch of swamp donkeys? Um, Kenny, you got any thoughts about hunting moose at 17 HMR? And no, so you were on at 5 o'clock, so you were on till 10, yeah, maybe 4. I don't know. Um, well, there you go. Kenny's our reloading expert. He had a guy on the channel tonight. Holy shit! It was a call in, and then Kenny split screen with him. He hand loads or reloads 22 Magnum, 22 Winchester Magnum, and the guy starts telling a story. And it turns out, first of all, he's got a mustache. Looks like he's 25. He's 16 years old and uh, skeet champion or trap, like shotgun champion in the state of New York, and Olympic shooter. Like amazing story, qualifications, and all that. Um, just like, wow, you just lucked into that guy. He was kind of amazing. And at 16, like, holy shit, that kid's got more shooting experience under his belt than fucking the whole rest of the channel put together. So Kenrod says yay on the deer. New York State champ. Well, so when we were driving home, that guy came on. He was talking about the Olympic stuff. And it kind of like came off like he could have been super like he sounded like he knew what he was talking about, but some of his stuff sounded a little like a lot. So my wife Googled him, just by name, and just scrolled through a few things, and that name came up as a New York State champion. So but she didn't go on to like read his whole thing. I mean, he might have had that might just be one thing on a long bio of impressive accomplishments. But he was, well, I only mentioned that we Googled him and he checked out. What was his name? Hunter? His name is Hunter. I don't remember anymore. I'm where the sun hit the mountains and the river drains to the west, and the moose howl at night to the moon. Well, that's a pretty good approximation. I'm definitely in the western drainage myself, and have lived in the western drainage for a good 4 decades. And why not? I wasn't trying to get your street address or nothing. I was just asking if you were in my. I was curious, and I don't, And please do not disclose any more information on some random motherfucker's GunTube channel. But I was just curious if you were in Canada or Alaska, where they have tons of moose, because the conversation was about moose. But yeah, I don't need to know your stuff. I'm just curious, and not even that curious. But yeah, you get a lot of meat, however you get it. So what else? What else we got? Feel free to keep telling us about it, because um, well, fuck, I don't know. Um, what else we got? Come on, y'all, talk to me. Carrington, you still here? Probably not. You can pop back in. Yeah, Carrington's still here. Right on. I'm just from over here. Well, I hope it's all good over there. We hope you have many moose in your freezer. Petting people talk. Hey, a question for you. Whiteout. You were saying you could take moose with 17 HMR. Have you ever taken moose at 17R? Is this something you've done many times? And you're speaking from experience, or just, or we're just talking about things we might be able to do, or is this something you have done? Because I'm curious about. I'm very interested in that. And like I say, I mean, I hunt, for black-tailed deer in Western Washington. This is about the extent of my hunting experience. And one season. I went out 3 days last season. I'm a late bloomer. Late in life, I decided I wanted to get into deer hunting and putting some meat on the table. And so went out, and today at lunch, I took my buddy to lunch today, and we are making a plan for late buck, because this month is fucked. Opening day, by the way, I believe is this coming Saturday in this state. But I got a bunch of family stuff going on. I ain't getting out on opening day. I did post a couple of days ago. I posted a short that I made from my blind. Chanson saw it, of like just after dawn on opening day. Sitting in my little mini blind in the timber down on the Cowlitz River. All right, cool. The whiteout, I got it. You're from your house. You're in your house. So we ain't pushing it. Don't matter. I'm just curious if you've taken moose with your. We were talking about moose, but anyway, I'm not pushing that. I don't need to know where you're at. But have you ever taken, if you don't mind sharing, we were talking about hunting moose with 17 HMR. Have you ever taken a moose with a 17 HMR, or were we talking about it? Hunter Roosh, yeah, that was the guy's name. He was, guys, lived more in his 16 years than most guys are putting in, and accomplished more as a 16-year-old than most of us will ever accomplish in our lives. What kind of stogies are you smoking, Bruce? Tonight, I have a Caldwell Long Live the King in a Toro, and it is a delicious cigar, tons of great flavors, very medium strength, medium body, and it's doing me right. And that's why my my gun tuber stage is in the garage, because I have both doors on either side open, and so the air circulates through, and I can smoke cigars in my garage. I'm sure I could have a beautiful gun wall in the house if I, that I was thinking about how to set that up with like a remote wireless microphone and shit, and so that I could have it all pointing at a wall in the house, and I'd be sitting here talking in the garage. But it just makes more sense to just be sitting here with the garage lit and smoking my cigar. I'm sitting about 3.5 feet from the camera in a nice cozy chair with a laptop running the live, and I'm just sitting here in my garage in my little smoking man cave and doing my live from here. Hunter is talking about flying down here with some of those full autos and stuff with his dad and us making some serious content. Well, sounds fucking awesome. And I hope you get to, Well, so I'll tell you, when I first saw the split screen, I was like, oh, fuck, how quickly I'm replaced. And then, then the guy got to talking. By the end of the thing, I was like, dude, let's have him on the channel all the time. You can get him on, give him a guest spot all the time, because he was super impressive. So, um, no, I'm not having any cold beers because I don't hardly drink at all. And I'm an old guy, and what I found out is after about 40 something or so, I have like the hangovers last like 4 days, so it ain't even worth drinking. So if you're young, drink now because it you got to just gets harder to process the alcohol. I'll still have scotch every now and then. I'm sure I got a bottle of tequila upstairs, but my wife don't drink, and she's part native, and she was married to an alcoholic previously, so it kind of freaks. When I start drinking, it kind of freaks her out, and yeah, I just don't do it that much. I personally don't have any problem with alcohol, other than that it just gets hard to, I'm fucking tired and grumpy for a few days, and y'all wouldn't like grumpy Bruce nearly as much, or for like you think putting up with me now is bullshit. So anyhow, no cold beers in the man cave. I do scotch every now and then, uh, or tequila drinks. Tequila and lemonade's always been a favorite of mine. But yeah, I just like I gotta want to drink. Um, so I do every now and then, but I don't casually drink anymore. I did drink wine. So we were down in California visiting my daughter and her fiance, and she first night we were there, get off the plane, go over, and and his parents are there, and we've met them before and just like instantly dug them. Their dad's super cool guy in a totally different way, and they they and my wife was pouring. My daughter was pouring wine. I had about 4 glasses of wine with dinner and had a real nice buzz on. But man, I was dehydrated on Saturday, and I was pounding water on Saturday. Um, well, I could do all that shit in the garage, but as you can tell, I got a bunch of fucking shit in here, and I got a very nice gun table, got a nice rug on it, and it's and it's literally like 3 feet. Like I probably gonna put up any pegboard. I got tons of fucking shit in the garage. This is it. This is the set for now, and I was gonna do one in front of the brick fireplace in the family room, but now I got my dad coming at the end of the week, and so that's going to be where he lives until we get an apartment for him. I was going to have to drive out to. I was just going to have to fly to Texas on Friday and drive him back, which I'm down for a long road trip. But we found when I was flying this weekend, I talked to the TSA and found out the process by which he can fly even with an expired ID. So they just and so we got that rolling for him, and he's got a plane ticket. So he's going to fly out on Sunday. So I don't have to fucking drive all weekend. And I get to go shooting, which will be real nice out at the PRS shooting park. Um, uh, so that's like steel targets on the hillside out to about 640 yards, and I'm super down for that. I think I shot that 6 ARC last time. I shot both these guns there last time I was there. I'll probably leave the 308 home and shoot that. I'll probably bring the 6 ARC though, or who the fuck knows? I got too many 600-yard options at this point. Am I toking up? Oh, I'm fucking smoking a big old cigar. That'll get you high as shit. It's my main vice these days is fine cigars, and I'm having a wonderful cigar. And compliant, right? Yeah, compliant armory, natives and alcohol, right? She's about like her grandpa. It was Cherokee Lenape, and they're from like Kentucky and Illinois, um, or they were from Kentucky until they were kind of helped, encouraged to move to Illinois. Um, but yeah, and then she was married to a First Nations guy from Manitoba, and that didn't go so well for her. So I wonder if I'm like the wonderful dude or just less of an asshole than her previous husbands. So I wonder, but I work at being an awesome, you know, awesome guy, in spite of all of my myriad of flaws as a human being. But yeah, um, you know, she's still fucked up from being married to an alcoholic. Like, you know, like I think something she said was because I don't drink beer because you know it just doesn't agree with me. Though I used to love the taste of beer, but I like cider, and she especially when it's hot out in the summer that shit goes down. And but she says like she hears me pop a top on a can, and it makes her and she cringe automatically like cringes from it. So anyhow, um, yeah, it's fucked up. J Dog Pimp Daddy C in the house. What's up, J Dog? Okay, by the way, there's like seven people in my live for what 35, 40 minutes, almost an hour. Holy shit, we're like this is like huge for me. Okay, this is like oh my god, I am so honored to have you guys here and talking, and like seven guys in my live. I'm just tickled to death. You know, some of you guys are real successful and have big channels. I don't know if you remember, but having seven people hang out with me for this amount of time is like huge. So thank you all. I'm hugely appreciative, grateful that you're here and hanging out. I hope I ain't boring you too much. I know you're there, Chance, and I know you're hanging in there. You like to hear me ramble. I ain't this bad in person, I don't think. So what else we got? Who's got a project? Hey, what are y'all carrying tonight? Um, no. What kind of projects has everybody got going on? Chanson's got a almost complete lower, and I was wondering, what are what are Bruce is like Bob Ross. Nice. So happy little guns. Hey Jansen, what are your plans for your upper? Have you got an idea about how you want to do it or what you're going to do to it? Or how, are you, I think you were saying you were looking for an upper from your sponsors or, or some parts or what do you got some thoughts on that you want to, that you're open to sharing with us? I had to take a shower for a memento. Okay, I had to goon, but I'm here now. But, um, well, thank you for sharing that. You know, my project is a Colt 45 that doesn't work. Fair, fair. I had so when I first got that Power Ordnance 45, and it has a pinned grip safety, and what the fuck did I do to it? Oh, it had a magwell on it or some shit. What the fuck? I took it apart, and when I put it back together, I didn't know shit about 45. I didn't know shit about 1911s. And I took it apart, and I put it back together, and I didn't put the mainspring housing in right, and took it to the range, and had a an automatic 45, um, which freaked me the fuck out. And that's when I learned to not fuck with 1911s. Uh, and I should have just used it as an opportunity to tear it down and find out a bunch of shit and put it together right because it was just the way the mainspring was connecting to whatever the fuck that is up in the slide. I want to say the sear, but yeah, that thing was fucking lit. But unfortunately, it was pointing down range when I found out, and all rounds hit the target, but it freaked me the fuck out. Um, but Gonna have to try and pry one off my brother, but the odds of that are low, but not zero. So, well, there's that, but certainly he'd be down with, you plug it in an upper so you can shoot it, right? Um, but, you know, uppers aren't hard. You can get just the upper receiver part for, 40 to 70 bucks for a stripped upper receiver. And you can't tell on that gun on the right because it's right side down. But that is a stripped, that's a slab side. And I like the slab sides because then I don't have to install a fucking forward assist. And I've never used it. Has anybody here ever used a forward assist? But the slab sides are nice because I put scopes on the fucking things. And if you have a scope and a forward assist, there's not a lot of room to hit the charging handle from the right. And of course, mil specs have the charging handle with the buttons on the left, but the latch that releases on the left. The charging handle I sent you is latchless, and so it's ambi, and you hit it from either side. But the slab sides make it a lot easier to hit the charging handle, especially when you run with a scope. So or well, yeah, like an LPVO or a scope. But yeah, you can get so if you don't mind me just blabbing about upper receivers for a sec, you don't have a lot of parts in an upper receiver. You got an upper receiver, a barrel, a handguard, a gas tube, and gas block, and your muzzle device. And so the only thing I recommend spending on, if you have money to spend, because I have no idea what your situation is a decent barrel. I mean, I have a barrel that's okay at 100 yards that I'd gladly send you. I mean, it's within the realm of mil spec is like 4 MOA for the Army's requirement, and it falls within that. It's just a PSA barrel. It's probably the first one I ever had, and I've spent on barrels, and that was just hanging out. And I would send it to you, but you would still need an upper receiver and a handguard. Handguards are on sale for 35 cheeseburgers right now. Upper receivers are anywhere from 40 to 70 cheeseburgers, and you have a barrel. I always recommend getting the gas block, gas tube combo that's already pinned, because literally the most time I ever spend on upper receivers is getting that tiny fucking pin into the gas tube and gas block, and they're the same price or less already assembled. So I fucking do that every time. It's just hard finding the one in stock, and that's like 25 cheeseburgers, and then like a $10 mil spec A2 flash hider, and that's your fucking upper. And you spin them up together, and I mean, it helps to have a vise, right? But you don't need a torque wrench for it, because it's just 30 to 80 pounds is the range to time a barrel on an upper receiver. So you can fucking, 30 pounds is tight, and a little bit more is 30. It's pretty fucking basic. And that's your upper, and the thing goes together, and then your 2 screws on the gas block, and 35 pounds on the muzzle device with a crush washer. So it's basically the same thing, and you just got to time those, but whatever. So that's my advice. And if you were down for buying shit, or got some shit donated to you, I'd be happy to send you a barrel that would hold you, and you could have plenty of fucking fun with, and it would handle an emergency situation if you need it. If you're using the AR, it's got you for that, and you can certainly hit center mass with that in 100, but it's something you'd probably want to replace at some point. Compliant Army. I have 2 5.56 builds. I just need a trigger and a 308 build. Also trying to trade off 2 rifles, and that's your life right now. That's your right on. Well, you feel free to tell us about the 5.5. You know, all the any or all of those builds. I'm always interested in building shit. I don't have anything that I'm building. I've got. Uh, I'm not building any ARs. I just built a 22 arc upper and a 6.5 Grendel upper, and I don't have any small platform uppers that I'm building right now. I've got a 6 Creedmoor precision rifle build, all outlier. It's an outlier barrel on a Howa Ashen that I'm putting in a outlier chassis and putting an Arcan on. So that's an all. That's going to be my pimpage, you know, for those guys. I want to see if that thing's worth a shit, right? If it's good at a very low, very reasonable price, because they had a BOGO on the barrel and chassis. So the only thing I've spent on that thing is the buttstock assembly. I bought one of theirs, but I could have got an MDT for less, or just thrown one together myself, because they run on a mil spec um, uh, buffer. So I could have done it that way, but I got it like a heavy weighted one, weighs like 2 pounds. But that thing is gonna hold on, okay, I'm popping. That thing's a very reasonably priced precision rifle build, and you know, if it's shooting sub one MOA, then it's worthwhile. It's a worthwhile deal. It's got a one MOA warranty on it, or guarantee on it, or who the fuck knows. But so I have that one, and then I've got 2 more, one for me and one for the wife. So that are I just did a return on the refund on the barrel, so I'm probably going to go Schillen barrels for those, because there's a guy in Eastern Washington who has like a 1 week turnaround on the Schillen barrels, and you know, my just popping them on and off in action. I'm you know and boom, you're in business. So I might have the wife's together soon, maybe do hers next, and then I've got one more, maybe 2 more of those, because everyone needs 5 fucking PRS rifles and they're safe. Um, I gotta have a forward assist. Chances, so you gotta have forward. Have you ever used a forward assist? Is my question. Question for the room: have you ever used a forward assist in a real life situation? AR-15 discount ships everything, but they don't ship serialized parts, so you can't get a lower. But yeah, um, yeah. Since you and I started this conversation, I've had 20 boxes arrive here, and I shit you not about that. So I just did it last week. Or the week before, or whatever. I put together the 6 arc and the no no the 6.5 Grendel gas upper and the 22 arc gas upper, and all the fucking parts except maybe the barrels. I think I used Bear Creek barrels for those, but all the other parts came um, from AR-15 discounts and Midway. Midway ships stuff too. Um, so we talked about the trigger. Hold on. So compliant. Did you say that you needed a trigger, and did you want to talk about triggers? Yeah, no. So compliant. Yeah, I'm building 2 16-inch ARs, one for me, one for the wife. Both AR position uppers and lowers. All other parts I try to use, and lowers all other parts. Hold on, let me read that again. Um, yeah, I'm building 2 16-inch ARs, one for me and one for my wife. Both AR precision uppers and lowers all other parts. I try to use decent parts. Well, so that the part I'm confused about is that you use arrow uppers and then the lowers are all other parts, or it's all arrow and upper lowers and all other parts you try to use decent parts. But what parts are we talking about besides the uppers and lowers? Because I'm confused. Like a buttstock, I don't fucking know. But I have a bunch of mil spec just looking at some drop ins. Right on, yeah, same thing. I had mil spec triggers, then I started going with lighter weight springs. And I think I got it down to 4.5 or about 5.5 pounds with the something Valley, 3 letters. One was a K, Ka Valley, KW. Use a Ka Valley spring kit, but I'm pretty sure all that shit is just rebranded Schmidt or LaRue parts. I think Schmidt, because Schmidt makes some ungodly amount of OEM triggers. But then I went to cassette triggers, and I pretty much have found I'll use any of the drop-in triggers. What do you call it? The Rise, and they have it's all the same trigger, but they'll put a Gadsden flag on one or a cannon on another. But I got a ton of their 3.5 pound triggers, and I used them, and was very happy with them. The only thing I'll add in is McManus off the Jiminy show. He lives outside of Reno and says that the cassette triggers do not do well in the sand environments, and you're better off using, mil-spec type triggers, or, the only mil-spec type trigger anyone ever fucking talks about are the Geisleys. So that could be worthwhile. He's very experienced with high-end guns. He says, that's what he says for desert type environments. I don't know, but I'll take his word for it, because I don't live in a desert type environment. I live in the forest. So I've never had a problem with the cassette type triggers. But I had the Rise triggers in all my lowers, and I switched out recently, earlier this summer, and then for my 2 other new lowers, my bolt action lowers, I put in Trigger Tech Diamond 1.5 to 4 pound adjustable triggers, and for competition I run them at about 1.5 pounds, and it's just a little ratchet thing. You just pop the pin and put a ratchet in, and you can crank it up to 4 for like maybe something more like a 2-gun competition or whatever, or or you just have some fucking trigger discipline, and then they say you should run duty triggers higher, but if you're in a war situation, I don't see any problem having a light trigger. You're gonna be fucking shooting that thing anyway. How much discernment do you need if it's the end of the world type situation? I think it's gonna be a shoot first and let God sort them out kind of situation at that point, if we ever got there. Yeah, I put all good shit in my wife's stuff, because I don't ever want her because she can run the shit, but she ain't gonna take it apart and figure it out. So I don't want her shit to break. So I put all the same shit or better shit in her guns, and just BCGs, charging handles, and lower parts. Right on. Well, Arrow, you can get good sales on Arrow BCGs. I like Arrow stuff, and they're local to where I live. So, but you can't fucking get them here. Well, no, you can, but you get them at a better price, including shipping from like AR-15 discounts. But there's a gun store a mile from here that sells Arrow stuff. But when the laws first changed, you couldn't get Arrow in state. They could only ship out of state. So you had to order them from another state and have them shipped back here. And I use a lot of Ballistics Advantage barrels. Ballistics Advantage is owned by Arrow, and they do have Arrow, Stag, and Ballistics Advantage is all owned by Arrow, and they all have at least branded barrels. But I don't, but from what I understand, Ballistics Advantage makes arrow barrels. Maybe Arrow makes their own barrels too. I don't fucking know. I'm currently building my wife a purple AR-15. Well, my brother, are you doing the anodized purple shit? So, and by the way, I did just find a place that sells the, because I was getting it all from, because all of my wife's guns are purple and purple anodized. And that fucking purple anodized handguards are the most expensive fucking thing on any gun in the house. In fact, I'll throw one out here for us. So, all right, hold on. So I've been waiting. I haven't wanted to put her shit out on the channel yet. But hold on a sec. Let me throw one out here. Give me a minute. Right. Oh yeah. So if you want, I found the handguards for way less money than where I was getting them from. So I was getting them from like Tactical One or something, but they were like 165 bucks for that fucking purple anodized shit is so goddamn expensive. But I give you the place. I found a place that's got them for way more reasonable. Hang on a second. We'll do this. Give me just a second here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. It's on my shorts. Oh, okay. Here, hold on a sec. Y'all type amongst yourselves. I might fucking kick this thing. Hold on, let's see how this works. You all might see a filthy part of my garage. Oh, hold on. Jansen, you still there? Fucking tripping over my fucking shit. So I wasn't fucking kidding. I was wearing my footy hoodie tactical camo PJs. All right, we're back. Because I'm hard like that. All right, hold on. Let me get back to the chat in a second here. As soon as I untangle myself from all this fucking shit. And it's fucking cold in here because I got both garage doors open. All right. Well, that's the. Well, it's probably the lighting in here. It's purple, but I always think that purple looks kind of magenta-ish. But it's the lighting. Based on where the plugs are, because I can't. Oh, hold on. All right. I have one more light that I forgot to plug in. So hold on, y'all. Jansen, you are getting some. That's what you don't know yet. That's. I don't know if that light helped anything at all, but I forgot to light that light before. It might really work now. Is that too much? We need fucking. What do you think? Is that light worse? So, the wife's gun. Is that light worse or better? Or better? Did that help or did that fuck it up? What do you think? Somebody tell me. So, dude, you should be jealous. And they have a drop seat, so in the wintertime you never have to fucking take it off. It's got a two-way zipper, so you gotta, you know, Mrs. Banner has access to all the departments. Anyhow, and she's got some too, with the drop seat. All right, we'll come back to the building in a sec. Can you all see the pinkish purple gun now? So I'll tell you about it because so those two ARs are the fucking same. They are 20-inch rifle length gas upper receivers with ballistics advantage barrels, and it looks like slab side uppers, and Arkin E. Oh no. She does not have an EP5. I don't even know if that's an EP5 on mine. Now I'm gonna have to fucking go look. All right, hold on. Let me throw this thing down. I assume no. I'm sure mine has an Arkin EP5 7 to 35 because I compete with it. Although I wouldn't swear to it. Let me go fucking check because I got so many fucking scopes in the house. I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore. And I have a Vortex, and I don't know what the fuck it's on, so I just want to check for myself. So, what? Oh, that's a Vortex. Okay. So, and they both have Vortexes on them. So, let me see. So I'll be back in a second here. I'm just going to go fuck with that light. So did that help at all? So, and let's see. Hold on a second, guys. Did the yeah, well, that wasn't fucking great, was it? Hold on. I'm just fucking with the tripod. I'm not touching anything. Tell me when it looks right. No. So I'm on. I got a delay. So is that good? Hold on. Fucking can't see shit. Okay, you see more of my garage now. Okay, so more of my filthy fucking garage. Okay, so that is the purple. So one of these days I was gonna do. I was holding off on the wife's guns. Oh, so here's the other thing. My wife's guns are. My wife's a lefty, so the. Oh, hold on a second. So do you want me to give you the name of the place I get the handguards at for cheap now? It's something like MCS Gear, and if I don't get it right, and I'll find it. Let me just hang on a sec. Let me just check that real quick. Um, Give me a sec, guys. I'm still talking. You can still hear me, but let me just search for this thing because always, you know, MCS Gear, MCSGearUp.com. MCSGearUp.com is the place I found that has those purple handguards and anodized shipped for much less. So, did you get that? MCSGearUp.com has got all that purple anodized shit for the best price I've seen yet. And that shit's hard to find and they ship to Washington, so I guess they might ship to you. Good luck with that. Have fun with the kid. You know, enjoy, yeah. Thank you for being here and for sharing with us. Um, and good luck with the builds. We talk more about builds at any time. I love that. So I was saying, these are those two. So hold on, I want to do this real quick. I'm gonna chance to stick around because this is, if you haven't seen it, it's fucking trippy as shit. So hold on, I gotta flip this thing around again. It's gonna fuck up my thing altogether. See? All right. So now, the reason I did all that is because the wife shit is lefty. So so she's got left side eject upper receivers. So I don't know if you can see that, but or if that makes sense because looking at it backwards, because her gun's pointed this way, but yeah, so that's a purple lefty upper receiver, and or left side eject, and in a 20-inch 6-arc upper. Oh, that looks good. So is that added light? Does that help at all, or is that? Well, it does kind of help because it makes the OD green pop a little better, maybe. And so, what else is different about that? Or the only thing, so they both have vortex optics on it. On the purple gun, it has a 6-24 Diamondback tactical, and I think it's a first focal plane. No, that might be a second focal plane. I think they cut. Oh shit. Oh no, fuck! I don't remember if it's first or second. I'm ain't gonna find out tonight. And then and you can't tell from the color because the light's kind of harsh. But that one is in like a gray. It's like a bluish gray color, which is kind of different. And I thought it looked good on the purple gun, which is why she has it on that one. But I do try to give her the 7x35s also, 7x35 power Arkans. And then on my gun, it's got a 5-25 Vortex. I want to say Viper, but it could be a Venom, whichever of the two is cheaper. And the scope on the gun on the right actually came on the gun on the left when I bought it, and that's how I acquired it. So I probably wouldn't have paid for it, but or bought it. Not that it was expensive; it's just for the same money I could get a 7x35 Arkin, and and I would say the scopes are very comparable, but the 7x35 Arkin is 10 more power, and I absolutely fucking love the Arkin reticles. And like and maybe I'm just dialed into them, but when I look through the Arkin reticle, my insides calm down. If you get like I look through it, I'm like, and I feel comfortable with it. You know, like I'm like, yes, thank goodness I'm looking through this reticle. So that's kind of my deal. Um, Badass, badass. Hello, hey, welcome to my little slice of gun tuberverse. Um, Chanson, let's see. Hold on, let's check something real quick. Welcome in, badass. What else going on, brother? Welcome in. Glad you made it. What's going on? What's going on? Um, oh fuck me. Okay. All right, we're back. Um, badass. Hello. We got who all's here? Chancing you in here? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, are you on? Is J Dog also live at the moment? Looking at AR-15 discounts. Good for you, man. That's a nice little rabbit hole. Check the daily if you have money and you're ready to buy shit. Check the daily deals, and also look for the discount codes. Because if it's not, because they could be running 12 or 15% at any time, and then the daily. I think I sent you a link. They had um, an Aero Precision Ballistics Advantage 16-inch government profile 5.56 barrel on sale for $69.79 the last few days, and that's a rock solid barrel that anyone would be really happy with, and for a ridiculous price. Like it's hard to find off brand barrels for, you know, 69, $79. I've seen some NBS barrels down for like 49, which is not terrible. Is that a ballistic? I think I put one of their NBS government profile barrels in my wife's 10.5 inch, and it shoots, you know, one MOA all day long or less. So they ain't bad, but you can get the, you know, ballistics advantage, which is basically owned by Arrow and provides barrels to Arrow for under $100. But I don't know your budget. I don't know if you're spending on shit, but good for you. I'm glad you got that in your cart. That is Bruce endorsed. If I was looking for that barrel, I'd fucking snapped it up in a second. Like that'd have been an absolute no-brainer barrel for me. It's, you know, like to me, I figure that, you know, that's like high performing mid tier, like a high end of mid tier. Like you'd have to spend a lot of money to get a better barrel. Like that barrel covers the mid ground really well, and to get a better barrel than that, you'd have to spend some money. Um, like significantly more than whatever that barrel costs at regular price, which is probably 100, 120, something like that. So anyhow, uh, uh, what else is going on? So I was going to do a spread of all my wife's of a bunch of my wife's guns, with the purple hand guards and the left port ejects, um, and I probably have. Let's see, I got. She doesn't have a purple handguard on her 9 millimeter AR. She's got all the purple anodized shit, but not the handguard because it's a X-Tar EP9, which is like a cheap ass gun that runs like a motherfucker, and it's lightweight, and it has some kind of delayed um, roller delay kind of thing, but maybe it's not roller delay. But the thing's just like all set up. It just fucking weighs half of what my AR-9 weighs and shoots twice as soft. So the math doesn't even work out. It's like an almost all polymer gun. But if the ban was lifted tomorrow, I'd buy that thing and I'd buy another one in a second for myself and run it and carry it with no hesitation. But it's got a plastic handguard. So that was purpled up, but not purple handguard. And then she got a 300 black, 5.56 16-inch. That's a 20-inch 6-arc with a 16.5-inch handguard. And I think that's it for the left eject purples. The X-Star is not left eject, but the 300 black, the 5.56, and the 6-arc are all left eject. And those are all, no, I was going to say they're all STAD arms, left side uppers, but they're not. They're, some are STAG and some are NBS. Whatever. I don't worry about the upper receiver, and I've even seen, yesterday I saw a Faxon upper receiver that was, it's trued, it's squared, and you can lap your upper receiver, but I don't think it fucking matters because whatever the upper's doing, whatever the upper's doing, it's doing. But you're zeroing your scope to your barrel. So whatever that zero is, it's still at zero, and then from there, you're going to maintain your zero. So it's really whatever the barrel and the bullet's not in the upper receiver. The bullet's in the chamber on it, and that's in the barrel. So the barrel shoots what the barrel shoots. You zero to the barrel, and you're fine. I don't even think somebody could explain to me why it would matter if the upper receiver is squared, but I won't fucking understand it because maybe it's just whatever. I'm just saying, like, you zero to the barrel. Then you're zeroed. It doesn't matter what's happening behind that. Go back to my dot on it. Because I have all the lapping tools for scopes, and I could get a lapping tool for the receiver, but I haven't figured out why it would be good on an AR to lap the receiver, because it's the barrel. I don't fucking get it. It seems like it makes sense, but not enough sense to do it because all of your accuracy is in the barrel. I suppose if it was all trued, then it would be straighter, but I haven't figured out why if it matters. Because zero is zero, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense because your scope's on the upper receiver, not on the barrel. But I'm pretty sure zero is still zero. So that's my thought. Anyhow. Like I say, that's something that somebody could explain to me why I'm fucking wrong. Okay. So we got 100 minutes into the stream, hour and a half. Chance, and it looks like it might be just me and you. Is anybody else on? Is J-Dog on? Should we jump into somebody else's chat? Do we have enough fun tonight? Because if you don't type anything, I could monologue it, but I don't really have any monologue to do. I only really wanted to come on for an hour. We've been on for an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Well, what, we could just sit here and what should I monologue on, Chad? Give me, what do you want to talk about? What else is in your cart? I'll be happy to go on about all the other parts that you want to talk about. So if you got to have a forward assist, then you got to install it, which is no big deal. By the way, Arrow, I once got an Arrow upper with a Arrow forward assist, and instead of driving the pin in, it just fucking screwed in, and I love that. And I don't think I've seen one since. And I've bought Arrow forward assist, and they didn't have the screw. So that's a nice little feature. But they probably have a built-up receiver that you can put in your cart, uh, or you could buy a forward assist. But I think it has, like, even a cheap one's like $11. Um, you gonna get the whole upper or the whole upper receiver? Just the like a complete upper with a barrel and a handguard, or you're gonna get it with the just a built upper. Yeah, that's cool. And personally, I would not hesitate to get the MBS one. Just whatever the factory one is, whatever is fucking on sale, right? Whatever that fucking cheapest one is. And I'll actually spend more sometimes to get the stripped ones, to get the slab side ones, but they usually have one for 50 burgers, 60, under 70, 80, who knows, but I don't fucking worry about it. I run those cheap shit fucking NBS uppers. I would run a Bear Creek upper, which by the way is what the NBS is. Probably like whatever the Dirty Bird ones. I don't fucking care. And I would if I spent money um, on the if I saved money on the upper, I'd just spend a little more on the barrel. But you got that nice barrel on sale at a crazy sale price in your cart. And they got handguards for sale for 35 cheeseburgers, and I have I buy it for 35 or 39. I got so fucking many of those that and they all fucking work. I don't, and all that shit, you can always get better shit later. You can always, you gotta have a $200 or $300 handguard. You can buy it down the road when you're in the mood for it. But you don't need to, you just get shit that works now. And I always say buy a good barrel, because you'll be happy about it forever. Nobody ever is sad because they bought a better barrel or they spent money on a barrel, but all the other shit works just fine. So I don't know if we're sure or not. Well, the guy at my gun store is really, the owner is really knowledgeable. Like the guy, and half the guys that work at the gun store were former Arrow guys. Everybody here has worked at Arrow. We're really close to Arrow. So, you know, any gun store you go to, half the guys have already worked at Arrow. Um, well, like there's tons of $200 hand guards. All your, like a fucking, I don't even want to know what a Geisley hand guard costs, but like Midway has $200 hand guards, and you know, BCM hand guards like, two bones easy, one. So, but I don't know what the fucking deal is with that shit. Like, how good could it be? And I'm a fucking, I'm a cheap, I have so much of this shit. Like, I could have just bought one thing and spent bank on it and had one great like BCM or Sons of Liberty or Geisley fucking upper, but I have like 15 uppers or something. I haven't counted them, but I could, and it would be a sad moment to know. I don't even want to know how many uppers I have, but I have over a dozen. Um, so I didn't think about it. two 300 blacks, two 6 arcs, a Grendel, a 22 arc, bunch of 9, whatever. I have so much fucking shit. But so I don't spend a lot on the hand guards um, and the you get it. You know what I'm saying. But I will spend on the barrels because that's where your accuracy is. And I've gotten plenty of very accurate Bear Creek barrels. And it seems like the ones that are, and I'm not saying you should get a Bear Creek barrel, certainly not for your primary AR build, but their heavier weight barrels tend to be really accurate. But I did get a fairly lightweight 308 barrel from them on a bolt action upper receiver on the whole bolt action rifle, and I just sent it back because um, thing wouldn't fucking shoot. And hopefully they're gonna send me back one that is crisp and clean and shoots like a motherfucker. And I'll do a video about great customer service from Bear Creek. I'm hoping that's going to be the story, but whatever the story is, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Um, but I don't want I want it to be good because I don't want the fucking hassles to go on and on and on. And I want it to be a really good barrel. And I think I got a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel from somewhere else. No, it's one of theirs actually. And I'm gonna swap the 6.5 Creedmoor barrel into the bolt action. So I want that to be a good long distance. Like I get 308's fine, but 6.5 is better for, it could be 1,000 yard bolt action, cheap ass. Like that'd be an interesting story, right? Like a Bear Creek Arsenal shooting accurately a thou. That'd be a good video. That might get me sponsored. And admittedly, well, fucking any AR builder that would sponsor you would be great, but one that sells mil spec bolt action AR rifles in Washington would be a great sponsorship, which is why I told you to get hooked up with them, because you can get those bolt action AR rifles that have the lowers, and of course keep them as bolt action rifles forever. And I do because I have all the fucking lowers, so I don't need to. So I have no problem keeping their bolt action lowers as lowers. Um, what a dream rifle build you'd like if money was no option. Well, funny you asked that, and you asked me questions. You asked me that the other night, and then I talked until there was nobody left. Um, I don't have one, man. I don't have a dream rifle build at this point because I already have my dream rifles. Um, I don't have anything on my list at this point. Um, so the only thing I have on my list is um, maybe a dedicated 6.5 PRS rifle for 1,000 yards, and I don't even know if I need it. But when I was going to do the 6.5, when I was going to do the 1,000 yard prone competition out at Rattlesnake, which is in Richland, which was last Friday, and I was also ready. I was also going to do it, and then I had forgotten I already had a plane ticket to California to see my daughter, so I didn't get to do it. So then I think the next one's like in late spring or early summer. So I got to wait if I'm going to shoot 1,000 yards that way. But maybe I just need to find go out, drive around on a fucking rainy Sunday, and out east and find a stretch of DNR land and to have my steel target in the back of the truck and just plop it out and put up a pop up and shoot 1,000 yards for like find it, right. It's all doable. But when I was gonna do the match director told me was, so I was gonna shoot 6 GT because I have that beautiful 6 GT precision rifle build, and and he said, well, just be sure that your load is supersonic at 1,000. That's all we ask. And I'm pretty sure that Hornady factory ammo is supersonic at 1,000 yards in 6 GT, but I don't know how to math it. And I've been asking, like, the information is at my disposal, but I don't know how to do the math. So anyway, but right now I'm only looking to get I'm at 600, want to shoot 600 better, and I want to shoot 1,000. So I think the 6GT is fine for it. They can do it like 6 different ways, but 6.5 Creed is definitely supersonic at 1,000. And I have a 22-inch Ruger precision rifle build, or at least Hunter. It's fucking fine. That'll shoot 1,000. But I was thinking I might do a dedicated 6.5 Creedmoor precision rifle gun for 1,000+ yards, for 1,000 out to a mile. But this Tri-Arc channel, he's shooting 6 arc at a mile, but with some ridiculous amount of drop. And I'm pretty sure, and he shoots 308 at a mile, which it hits a fire extinguisher with a 308 at a mile, which is pretty ridiculous. But I think 6.5 Creed would be really well suited for that, and I have a 22-inch barrel which I think would be fine, but I could see building a 30-inch 6.5 Creedmoor, and for reaching out between 1,000 and a mile, and it's not even really that much of a dream. It's a $450 barrel on a $400 cheeseburger, $450 cheeseburger on a 450 cheeseburger chassis with a scope I already own, and it's doable. But I don't even know if I'm going to do this. So right now I just returned 2 barrels and got a refund on these really cool outlier backfire suppressor barrels, and the pricing was $600. It included the suppressor, and the whole rifle is like a chain. It had a skinny rifle inside a thick rifle barrel, and the whole barrel chamber is a suppressor. But they couldn't source the carbon fiber for the barrels, and they're not. Their production is just is not. I bought them in June, or I bought them in May, and with a 16 to 20 week delivery was going to be, and it's already past 4 months. We're at the 4 month. Yeah, we're into 4 months. So I was like, fuck it, and they gave me back the money, and so I'll probably buy some shilling barrels from Crown Barrel Works out in Colville, Spokane area, and because that 6GT barrel is from him, and it's from him and them. He buys a fuck ton of blanks and then tells you what he's got, and and he'll chamber it however you want and send it to you in a week. So I was going to do that maybe, or so the wife's got a Savage Axis action with it's a righty though, because we were going to build that lefty, but there's no chassis for a lefty Axis. The only Savage you can get in a lefty chassis is a 110, and I don't have a 110, but I have and so that thing, the Magpul stock will only take a medium Palma barrel, and I just don't even think it matters. I'm just going to let her shoot the 6 arc Axis Pro 2 in the Magpul field stock, and that's all. Things all set up, and she loves it, and she's happy with it. It shoots great, and it's accurate as fuck. And so that one's just, we're just gonna leave that one that way. And I've got this older Savage Axis action in 243, which is just could be easily be a donor action, and I'm probably going to get. And I have a Savage Axis specific how no Savage Axis purpose MDT Oryx chassis, and I'll probably just get her a barrel for that. What's up, gentlemen? Godfather, welcome in. Welcome in. We vamping tonight. What's up, Godfather? All right, so that's it. So she needs a barrel. I just got the money back on this other barrel. I'm gonna get her like a 26-inch medium, heavy Palma barrel or some shit for that. Right? So the reality set in that she doesn't pick up her rifle. She doesn't lift her. Like when she's shooting, I set her shit up on the bench, put the bipod on it, get her all set up. All she has to do is walk up, and fucking stick the magazine in the gun, or not even do that. Take the fucking thing off safety and pull, aim it, and pull the trigger. I'm like her fucking gun caddy, right? So her gun could weigh whatever. I bought the backfire barrel because it's only a 3-pound barrel, and bull barrel configuration, and I thought it would be nice for her to have a lightweight precision rifle. But it doesn't matter what her rifles weigh because she never picks them up. I do. I'm her fucking gun caddy. So I can put whatever fucking best barrel I can put on it, and it'll take up to a 1.2 bull barrel. And so that's gonna happen. I could do it this week if I want to. I probably won't get to it. But then I have another chassis, and I don't know what barrel I'm gonna put on that. Could be a 6.5, could be another 6 could be another 6 GT. But anyhow, yeah, you got it. Godfather's got it. So if you want your wife to shoot, you make it fucking easy for her to shoot. That's all. But she's done 2-gun with me, and she's gonna do it again. And it's a little bit of a challenge for her because she's a 56-year-old lady, and we got her nickname if she ever gets a channel, or I'll feature her on my channel. It's Tactical Granny, and but she'll run an AR. She's not as fast as the guys, but we did 2-gun with her. It was 65 young dudes dressed in camo and kit with plates and helmets and shit, and Tactical Granny in her purple camo and purple AR. But I got the best fucking meme. Like, I don't have anything else for her channel, but I have the best fucking meme is her running her AR like a fucking pro, and then like snapping the safety off and putting her rifle, down in the sling, and coming up to the camera saying, Tactical Granny says, y'all shoot like a bunch of fucking pussies. And that's her meme. I think it's just gonna be funny as fucking shit. Well, she already had, I don't know about the, I never heard of the Goat 15, but she has a M&P 2215 in Robin's Egg Blue Tiger Stripes with her own can that runs. She can run it with her own can because she has her very own can. I'm super proud of her. She did the paperwork through Silencer Shop and got her own can. And it's a 9 mil that goes all the way down to 22. Or goes down. It doesn't go big. It goes 357 on down. And she runs she got it for a 9 mil AR, her 223, 556. She runs on her hunting rifles, and it fits perfect. And it's the same muzzle device for all of it. It's a hub mount. So I've run, so I run my can. We both have that can. We both have the same one. So I run my can on the 22, and it's ridiculous. It's like, you know what? You're right, though. She should run that thing. Well, she could run that thing with 2-gun, but I'm down for the. I want to run the 5.56 because it's good training for her. It's good. Shit hits the fan. End of the world as we know it. Outside the rule of law type shit training. which is really good. You know, I believe in running your guns, and um, fucking two guns like the most fun you can have with your clothes on. It's ridiculous. It's fucking the best, most fun shit. And Chanson's gonna do it with me the next time we have it. We're gonna run that shit. I don't. Well, I'll have to check and see what the goat what this goat 15 is, but um, the funny thing about the M&P 1522 AR is that in semi-auto you can buy it in Washington, and so literally the only AR platform gun you can buy, only semi-automatic AR-15 platform you can buy in Washington because the law is the ban is based on center fire and it's a rim fire. So none of that shit applies except the 10 round mag shit applies. But fortunately, I had a bunch of those because I knew I was going to buy the guns. So I bought magazines for guns I didn't even own yet, knowing I was going to buy the guns ahead of time, ahead of the ban. All right, so I'm going to check this thing out real quick. Oh, the Helium 22 rifle. Um, well, I don't know what it weighs, but it looks just the same as the M&P. And what's it weigh? Let's see. 2 pounds 14 ounces. 3 pounds 12 ounces with it's. I mean, I don't know what the fucking deal is with the M&P. What is the M&P? Let's see. M and P. Oh, well, it says the M&P 1522 weighs 5.5 pounds. Um, but it's really fucking light. You know, like at three is ridiculous, but um, it's probably just polymer too. But yeah, the M&P is very accessible, and they have parts for it. You get parts for it. Like I put in a ambi charging handle and a pistol grip and shit. Oh, and I got an ambi safety for it. She's lefty, so I put in the ambi safety and an ambi charging handle, and you can get all that shit for it. So, and I wonder if that I would imagine that I don't fucking know how compatible the helium thing is with other stuff, but it is what it is, right? Um, but I would say if you want, you know, and by the way, fucking parts for that thing, they used to be cheap, but now they're expensive. So, um, you know, you have to spend to get those ambi parts for the M&P 1522. But if you wanted them, at least you can get them. I don't know what the compatibility is for anything on that helium, but I only looked at it for a second. Well, which part of your family is anti-gun? Like in your house or your relatives? Both. Okay, well that's tough, right? But anti-gun is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Um, but you know, the way I frame it for like my family is we talk about the competition. You know, I don't talk about the home defense, self defense, carrying, and all that shit. Um, I talk about the long range competitions and stuff like that because it's uh, less confronted for them. So, how old, if you don't mind my asking, Godfather, how old's your mom? Mom and pop won't even look at them. All right, well, you know, my mom's husband has a fucking lot of fucking guns, and my mom's cool with it. Um, but they're Trumpy as fuck. So, uh, you know, like it's not a it's not a conversation we don't we don't have to talk about guns because everything's copacetic on the guns. But he's super old school. His brother was a cop and passed away, so he got all his brother's revolvers, and um, he's got AKs and um, what do you call it? And he's in a chair. He's in a wheelchair. He's had a leg injury that never healed, and he's been in a chair for 10 years. So he doesn't leave the house much because everything's a fucking hassle for him to go out. But he feels vulnerable in his wheelchair, and he definitely carries. And when I went to visit him in Florida, he gave me some coverage so I didn't have to fly with it. Yeah, that's a lot easier on my side. Um, fucking, and he's like he was all what was that thing? It wasn't ivermectin. It was other shit that they took. And they neither of them ever got COVID. And my mom walked all over. Mom's an 85-year-old lady, and she went all over Miami. She'd go to Publix and shit. Never wore a mask. Never got COVID. Meanwhile, we're on the West Coast. There's no both work in healthcare, so you had to get COVID shots if you wanted to work in the state. We got the shots, and we both had COVID like 4 times. So, uh, you know, apparently whatever the fuck they did worked, and you know, I've been anti-vaccine for decades, and I didn't have my kid vaccinated. She went to from like she got no needles as a newborn. She got no vaccines at the hospital. She got 0 vaccines growing up, and um, because I was anti-vax from, I was OG anti-vax, but basically they, the state said you can't work without a shot, and I like working, and I kind of like keeping my shit going and having money, so I took that shot. I went back to work. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had. I think my wife, she's gotten every kind of vaccine. We used to work in a hospital, and she got the flu vaccine every year, and might as well have had whatever that fucking flu was. She was like useless for 2 weeks. Um, she'd be like she had whatever flu it was they were vaccinating her against. But I didn't have any speed bumps with the shot or the vaccines. But I waited for the Johnson shot because it had less problems with it. But I don't even want to talk about that shit now. Anyhow, um, hoping all that shit's behind us. Um, Mom on the fence and Pops won't even look at them. Well, um, my wife was behind it from the start. Like I remember we were at Cabela's about a year. If you're looking at flannel shirts on sale, going, like this time of year, and we neither of us had any guns, and we were kind of wandered over towards the gun counter, and I was looking at shit and asked her, and she asked her if she wouldn't mind or wanted us to have a gun in the house, and she was like, "Fuck yes," she wanted a gun in the house. So it wasn't long after that I got like a Taurus G2C was my first gun. I bought it on Black Friday sale at Bass Pro, like $179. But mine never would feed hollow points, so it didn't go very far. But that was where it started at, and I'm not a fan of the Taurus. Like I had that gun, it was fine with ball ammo. It fed ball ammo. I polished the feeder amps, and I did a bunch of fucking shit to it, and I got a short stroke trigger for it, and blah 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 blah. and it fucking ran fine with ball ammo, but it never fed the hollow points ever. And and then I think like my next platform from after that, I think I got a 45, a Rock Island 45, and then I got a dagger, Palmetto State dagger, and the daggers always ran great. And I learned how to work on blocks and do triggers and shit like that. But what do you call it? I had a PSA dagger on my nightstand for years, and then I got real blocks and a bunch of other shit. But now I run blocks for home defense, and Glock 47 on the nightstand, and I carry a Glock 48 a lot, and I also have a Ruger Max 9 as a micro carry, and I absolutely fucking love that thing. And I'm going to shoot it. I always shoot it in competitions. I'm going to do pistol steel. I'll run my everyday carries because I believe in that strongly. Like I'm going to have a race gun. I have full size Walther PDP set up as a race gun, and it's very fast, and I love it. But I also run my Micro 9 Ruger Max 9 carry in pistol competitions because you got to be good with your carry gun. So anyhow, if I do get married, a requirement is she has to like guns because I'm not selling none of mine. Well, mine does, but mine does like guns. That purple AR on the table is my wife's AR, and it's a lefty. It's left eject. I don't know if you can see that. She's a lefty and she likes purple, so all her ARs are left eject and purple, and she's got a bunch of them. Like my wife's guns. My wife has nice guns. She's got a Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS, and she's got a PDP F, and she's got a Smith & Wesson CSX. There's a micro carry for her, and it's a great gun. Did not get good publicity when it first came out, but we checked it out, and it's a great fucking gun. Super solid. It's like a modified miniature 1911, and it was the only Micro 9 at that point that you could set up with as a lefty, and so so it fit the bill for her. But people like you see, there's negative press on that gun. It's a great fucking gun. She needs to shoot that more too. So if we do get married, yeah. So I don't know where you're from. I don't know what area you're in. I don't know if it necessarily matters. But obviously, anyone that you connect with at a level that you're going to marry, especially knowing what you know now about yourself, is going to have to be a good fit for you, right? Because, I always say, guys find the one that it fits in the best, and then lie to themselves about the rest, and that's what love is. But shit, you're probably like if you get married. What is this? If I get married, she's gonna have to like guns. Like, I mean, I would assume that why would you fucking waste your time dating someone who wasn't on the same page as you? Like, I don't even like. I was, this is my second wife, but when I was after my divorce about 15 years ago, I dated every woman. I bought a cup of coffee for every single woman on the internet dating sites for 50, 60 mile radius. Probably went on 500 coffee dates, but I always do a coffee date first. I don't even fucking meet them at Starbucks. I don't even order the fucking coffee. I let them get something, but I'll fucking have a bottle of water. I don't even fucking order shit until I sit down and talk to them for a minute to decide if I'm gonna stay. But I don't do first dates and dinners and shit. I do coffee dates. But you gotta find out a certain amount before it's even worth buying. Spending $5 on a cup of coffee for. And to be true, I don't drink coffee, so all I was fucking ordering was a bottle of water anyway. I don't know if you can understand me when I have a scar in my mouth. Chanson, you still here? in case one day you're in the, whatever. Bruce has lots of life and dating advice for anyone who wants it. Um, you're from Atlanta and the women here are aggressive. They'll buy you a drink or coffee. Well, fuck yeah. Fuck. In my younger day, in one younger day, I went to school in Tallahassee at Florida State, and it's between 4 and 5 to 1 women. So there's 15,000 people, 20,000 people at the school, and 15,000 of them are women. And the vibe there is amazing, and the women are beautiful. And fuck, I'd go to the bar and hang out with my boys, and we'd hang out and drink beers, and the chicks would circle around the bar like sharks, like dudes. And, you could fucking get, you know, tens at 10. What does that fucking thing go? Like, I don't know, you get fucking, like, gorgeous women who were aggressively looking for dudes. And anyway, so if that's the way it is in Atlanta, good for you, man. Enjoy it. It doesn't matter how fucking hot she is if she's not the right woman for you. So, but it's a good place to start. You got a better pool to start from. You know, you got more more women and when I was younger, I was into like the best looking woman for me. And they got to look a certain amount of good, and I'm very happy with my wife in the looks department because her looks totally do it for me. But um, this time when I got selected a wife and got married, I was looking for the best woman for me, and the one that I found has the most loving heart. She's just an absolutely amazing, sweet, wonderful woman, and you know, we energetically we fit together really good, and like we've been together for 14, 14 years, I think, and we're still lovebirds. And whatever it is that makes a woman a good fit for you, I want that for you. Um, but yeah, I'm all about finding the right woman. Well, looks is the handshake in a relationship, but it's also the handshake every fucking night, brother. And so, you be shaking that hand a lot. So, uh, whatever the looks is, they got to work for you. You like a thick woman, fuck yeah. Then you like a thin woman, you like it built for speed, you like it built for comfort. Whatever it is, you find the one you like because, uh, you know, and you make sure she looks good in the morning too, or which is not an easy a thing to accomplish. But anyhow, you find, that's um, that's my take on it. Is my we're old now. We were older when we met, and we're definitely heading into older now. And you know my you know I'm with my wife's 56 years old. She might shoot me for saying that on the internet, but she's my Jilf, man. She's my Jilf. She's the granny I like to fuck me. Yeah, Anyhow, uh, but every time, you know, and yeah, whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm still crazy for her, is all. That's all I'm trying to say. And you know, every woman better be fucking cute at 25, and she still better be beautiful at 35 or 45. But find a woman who's beautiful at 45, 55, still, you still are on fire for. That's, I mean, that's what I think you want in your future wife, because you're the one who's got to look at her. You're the one who's got to fucking wake up to her, and but even more importantly, you're the one who's got to go to bed with her. And if that's important to you, then you should find a woman who is a great fit for you in the looks department too. Who, you're turned on by it every single day. Well, yeah, I speak the truth. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you think I'm gonna lie to you? What the fuck would I lie to you for? And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, there ain't nothing to be gained, you know, by, well, a different way to put it is, I want the best for everyone. Is all it is, that's, I don't just want the best for me. I want, like I've always been one, like we all win together, right? We're not necessarily uh, all on the same teams. When you just popped into my life, you've been a regular viewer, a regular participant in my lives, but, um, you know, I, yeah, I want everyone to be happy. Well, there's a few people I want to be fucking miserable, but they worked for that distinction. And, and I don't even want that for them, really. I just want them to have what they have and get what they get somewhere the fuck else. Exactly. Well, they do, right? Right? And that's that. If we're at that point, then they already did. As far as I'm concerned, they already did earn it. But I don't even. I want them to like. I don't even want that for them. I want them to fucking clean up their shit and find a better life. But even that, I want them to do that somewhere else. And when they do get it all together and they're all wonderful and shit, I still want to. I don't even want to fucking know. I don't. Like they can just fucking do it over there. Learn what the shit they need to learn, and have a great life somewhere the fuck else. And why do I have to be clear? I'm not talking about my ex-wife because I never felt that way about her. Um, Mother of my kid, loved her then, still love her now, in a way. But 15 years later, uh, I don't even I don't even fucking know. We have a kid in common, so we're still friendly. Last time I saw her was at a college graduation, and I did see her this past summer when I dropped my kid off at her house when they were visiting. But you know, next time I see her could be at a wedding. So um, I don't see her that often. But no, don't. I don't. I'm not negative at all towards my ex-wife. She's a good lady, and I wish her all the best. I can't even think of anyone I actually hate, but I'd have to, and I don't even want to go through my fucking list. I don't even want to think about it. In the moment, in a moment, yeah, I wish somebody would step on it like once or twice. Then, in the moment, there's certainly been those moments, right? But down the road, uh, forgiveness, which is the key to Christianity, right? Um, Forgiveness isn't for the other person; it's for you, because um, the opposite is what hatred or whatever. That's like a seed of cancer right there. That's a seed. The seed of hate within you destroys your own life. It doesn't destroy the other person's life. Probably makes them stronger. So yeah. So the seed of forgiveness is about clearing out about having that knot in your own life and not in your own heart, not having that seed of I'd call it cancer, but not having that cancer within you. And so forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you. And yeah, so um, like that. I don't know. Now Bruce is waxing seriously philosophical. Yeah, at the personal level. You don't want to be a slave to that emotion, right? You don't want to be a slave to that anger or that hatred because you are a slave to it. It takes a lot of fucking work to be that way. The hardest part, and this is one of the biggest lessons in life, um, is forgiving other people is easy, but forgiving ourselves is can be really hard. And we have to get to being able to forgive ourselves often, and being good at it. And that's a really hard thing for a lot of people to do. It's easy for a lot of people to forgive other people, but not as easy to forgive ourselves. Going back to, we're all our own worst critics. But, and this isn't as easy, it may seem very simple when I say this, but it's not that easy, or maybe it was, work for me, is you gotta really like the person in the mirror in front of you in the morning. You gotta really like that person. And uh, and that's like not an easy thing for a lot of us. So, but to me, that's like the base root thing. You have to and as I get older, admit that the person looking in the mirror back at me looks like shit sometimes. Like but you gotta like that person looking at you in the mirror. So that's all I got to say about that. Well, also, you gotta love yourself, but you also gotta like yourself. And that's a little harder sometimes. But if you like yourself and you love yourself, chances are it's gonna be sort of a root thing in your personality and a root thing in who you are, and everything's gonna emanate from that. And finding the right woman, will come, but it's going to come from whoever you are. Like, if you love yourself, then you can love other people, and you'll find the right person. And it helps to be very discerning about the other people, about the one you're going to choose to spend your life with. It helps to be very, very picky. But anyhow, because we were talking about, if you ever get married, or we're talking about, finding the right woman. I was, right. It's just about, yeah. Like if you love yourself and like yourself, that's gonna emanate in your personality, and you'll find and attract the right woman. So, who loves doing things you love, including probably shooting guns. So, and in Atlanta, if I was in Atlanta, I can't imagine being in Atlanta and not having fucking guns. All right, I'm heading out for the night, getting up for work at 5:30. God bless you. I am not getting up at 5:30, and I put my wife to bed and slept for about an hour, so that gives me a little more energy. But who else is here? So hey man, you have a good day tomorrow. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Chanson, you still here? Or did you pass out with the live on? Because if nobody's talking to me, I'm going to probably wrap it up pretty quick here. I do have about 20 minutes or so left in the cigar, but I'm probably not going to sit here and monologue if no one's in the room. So, who's here? Talk to me. Type something. Step up for your free, amazing life advice. You'd have to pay so much for this advice, yet Bruce is sharing it. You can't get better. You get fucking badass grandpa advice right here. Portable dad. Here you go. Who wants it? Come on. Step right up. Everybody wants good advice, and nobody ever fucking takes it, but everybody wants good advice. This is your opportunity. And what I get, so my wife likes purple ARs, purple guns. Um, I would say to me, um, the the theory behind purple guns is maximum disrespect. Because if my wife has to shoot you, then before you die, I want you to know that you were shot with a purple gun, and I want you to feel the ultimate humiliation and the maximum disrespect in getting killed by a fucking bullet from a purple gun. So anyhow, getting up at 5:30 for work, and you're 3 hours. What is that like? It's one here, which would be four there, and you're getting up in an hour and a half for work. That does not sound like, uh, like when are you gonna? Did you hope you already slept, brother? Anyhow, who's here? This doesn't work very well. This is fucking stupid. Is anybody in here? Anyone at all? All right. Well, I'm gonna fucking sit here for a minute. Yeah. Oh, we got 11 loves. That's nice. All right, everybody. If you're in here, and I know you ain't, we shutting it down. Looking button.